Hello there, people who have access to the internet and who are currently using it to watch this video. My name is Pun Food, or just Pun if you prefer. And this is the final episode of Link's Awakening. So, let's get into a couple secrets we missed. I missed a secret seashell down here because the tuning fork only activates when you go past this palm tree, which you don't need to do to talk to Marin there to initiate that quest line. I believe it's right there. There it is. Yeah, cool. And our next missing, collectible, if you will, isn't too far from here. I'm gonna just equip my boomerang, though, so I actually have a good thing equipped. I don't think we need the shovel for anything else. But what I need to do is I need to, come over here. I knew I was missing something in the Central Bay area. Right here. I didn't see it because it was obscured under the water. But here is a piece of heart, increasing our maximum number of hearts, and our health's been filled too. Cool. That brings us up to 48 and 28 pieces of heart. 48 shells, 28 pieces of heart. We will not be getting all 50 shells, nor will we be getting all 20 full hearts. Why? Well, that has to do with one particular thing. So, since we won't be getting all 50 shells, nor will we be getting all 20 full heart containers, I don't know if it's even worth, what do you want to call it? Going to try and grab the few other shells and hearts that we can get. But basically, a couple episodes ago, I was right. Like, when I said, oh, I thought they said there was a new shell here at the Trendy game. Apparently there is, but you just have to, win a prize here first. And then, you know, I think the shell/heart will spawn. So, we're gonna spend some rupees really quick to just win this, thing. Okay. Dang it. Missed it. Okay. We'll go again. Is it worth going after the statues or that... I need to get rid of something. I'll go for the statue first. Just to try and... Oh, you can only move it once, right? I can't make adjustments after. Okay. So... we'll try and get this statue, and hopefully this spawns either the heart or the shell. Yeah, that's fine. No. If this just spawns more of the statues, then I won't be doing that. I'll go for a different thing. Even then, I won't be able to finish all the hearts or the shells anyway, because of one simple reason that I will get to in a minute. No, that spawns purple, so we're gonna try... We're gonna try once to pick up the thing in the back. We'll go all the way back. And then... we will set it there. Dang it, it just slips through the claws, huh? One last try. And if this doesn't work, it's not worth it since I won't be completing the hearts or the shells anyway. Because this is going to be the final episode of this series. Not particularly for any, like, you know, like, oh, you know, I have a big project in the works that I need to get to reasons. But more so, I think the last thing that's really left to do in this game is too tedious to, like, you know, go through. And it'll probably not be very entertaining. I already know that I'm kind of not being entertaining here by playing this crane game, but I don't know. I guess you can always crane. You can make a pun of the word crane and complain in the comments, I guess. Anyway, if this spawns the shell or the heart, yeah, okay. Might as well just to prove that we got them all. But... oh, that's gonna slip. Right, okay. It's right there. So would it be like crane? Complaint can crane. Like, I think it would be like crane. Or like complain, crane. I think it's just like straight up like crane. Sounds about right to me, at least. A bit out of it, but almost perfect. That's gonna... that might slide out. Nope. Okay, we're good. Cool. You know what I really would like, though? We just had, you know, it was just Pokemon Day, like, you know, yesterday for me. 2 days ago for you. But it was just Pokemon Day, and we got, you know, some Pokemon announcements. But I would really like, and we had a Nintendo partner showcase, but I would really like an actual, like, Nintendo Direct. Maybe March is when they're gonna do it, but I need something more than, like... I personally don't think we're gonna see the Switch 2 until, like, mid-2025. Like, releasing, maybe. So they might announce something. I predict that if it's coming out next year, it's probably going to be announced in, like, autumn, like they did the original Switch, you know. But, you know, overall, I could maybe see a late summer announcement for, like, a Switch 2. So maybe they just don't have many games in development for Switch if, you know, they have a Switch 2, you know, already lined up for next year. But I would at least like to know some status updates, what the future of Zelda might be. I don't know. Would I rather have, like, a more immediate payoff like most other series for Zelda? Maybe, but I would also kind of like to know if they're ever going to do Oracle remakes in the style of Link's Awakening, because I would love it if they did that. I played through the Oracle games, and I got very upset because I forgot to write down my code for all my rings before I beat the boss, and I didn't make a save state with Nintendo Switch Online, like, after, like, in a while, because I just played through the game, like, in 2 long sittings. And so, like, I lost all that, you know, all those rings, and I didn't feel like going to play, the third playthrough. Or I guess the second playthrough of Seasons or whatever. Anyway, it was a whole thing, and I would love to have a modern version of that in a more streamlined fashion where it could read the save data off of one, you know, thing. Anyway, so, I know I said it's not worth trying to get the seashells or the hearts, because I'm not planning on doing that on camera. But this is where our last, in quotes, piece of heart is going to be. I believe it's as simple as I need to catch one of these smaller fish, maybe? Because I think I've already caught, like, one of the bigger ones. There we go. Come on. Okay, got it. Does this get me a piece of heart? Oops. Good thing you can just recall it. I only have 1 heart piece from this game so far, it would seem. So, I need to, catch the other one. Okay. 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 The trick is you have to release just a little when they make a move away from you. And I failed. Okay. Nah. Never mind, we won't be getting this one. It's too annoying and I won't be able to get it anyway. So, before I tell you why, I'm sure you can already guess if you're familiar with this game why I'm not getting all the pieces of heart. I'm satisfied with 18. I should be fine. I still have the secret medicine, I think. Yeah. So, I guess it's finally time to confront why we needed the magnifying glass. This wasn't just to get the boomerang. Is it a magnifying? Yeah, magnifying lens, not a glass. Anyway, it was mainly to Dark Secrets and Mysteries at Koholint. Do I want to read it? Yes. Round and round the passageways of the egg. Right up, left, up, left, up. So we go right up to a left, up, left, up. I can remember that. This book reeks of secrets. So you need the magnifying lens to get through the game's final dungeon, in quotes. You can't see me make the quotes with my hand, so, you know. And we could warp closer, but I think we should just talk to Marin before we go wake the windfish. Thank you for everything, Link. You are the kindest boy I know. One day, I made a wish to the windfish. What was the wish? It was... No, it's a secret. She's sweet. Anyway, let's head up through here. And keep pressing on up towards the mountain and the windfish's egg. There's a closer warp I guess we could have used. I don't really feel like it. We're going to come right over here. If I bothered to play the fishing minigame one more time, unless that's not the heart I'm missing, but if I look at the map, I only have one heart from the fishing minigame, so it's pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway, here is the reason why I am not going to get all the pieces of heart and seashells. It would extend the length of this series to be long, either that, or I would have to do all this off part and just grind it out, basically. So, kind of a bit of a tone shift. But then again, this wasn't in the original game, and it's a bit of a tone shift here. This is Dompe's shack. Hey, there... Or, I'm not going to bother voicing him. He just gets to be... I want to show you something interesting. Island, I can tell. I make little chambers based off those dungeons. Put chambers into the slab back there, and it turns into a real dungeon. Test the limits of it. See what I got to finish the challenges I give you. Blah, blah, blah. You collect chamber stones, and you finish dungeons, and he is able to give you new chambers to use in making, your own dungeon, so to speak. So, basically, this is a Zelda Maker in the vein of Mario Maker, but way worse because you don't actually get to choose what goes in the rooms. You just get to choose what rooms from throughout the game get to be placed down in your dungeon. And he has many challenges for you to complete with placing certain numbers of rooms and certain orientations and such, and then clearing the dungeon. It would just take way too long to do on, for this series. Not to mention the original Link's Awakening, I believe, only had 14 hearts. I've seen some criticism that this feature isn't even that well implemented, and it goes against the spirit of the original game of, a short adventure that has to end at some point. And I can see that, especially now that I'm doing this for a Let's Play. I can see why people have that sentiment. I thought it was neat when I first played it. And I do think to some extent it's still neat, but it always just bars the progress. He gives you 2 pieces of heart, our last missing seashell, and a full heart container if you do all of his things. I just don't want to invest the time in doing that, and honestly it's not worth it when we already have the Koholint sword. With that being said, let's climb this mountain for the first time. We could have come up here earlier, but I chose not to. Hoot! The windfish sleeps long and dreamily in the egg above. When you play the 8 instruments of the sirens in front of the egg, he will awaken. This, my friend, is the only way for you to leave the island. Alright. So, coming here earlier would have revealed that... do I have to step up here? That Mount Tamarack is the final area of the game where the windfish sleeps. I don't feel comfortable going into this without full hearts. I'm just gonna... there we go. Cool. I do wish that one small complaint, you can't jump up those. I kind of get why for like level design, but like also it feels like I should be able to. Anyway. Re-engage tone. We've had many interruptions, but here we go. The mountain music tries to kick in, but as we climb to the top, it gets drowned out by the sounds of the wind. We only needed the song for one secret seashell before, but this is the song's true purpose. The Ballad of the Windfish that we learned from Marin. The instruments of the sirens, aka our 8 gym badges, come out. It's a beautiful song, and it's a song that will hopefully wake the windfish. I suppose more so it allows us to break the egg that allows us to wake the windfish. Before heading in, Mr. L has one final thing to say to us. The time has come. The windfish awaits. Enter the egg. Hoot hoot! By playing the song, we gained access to the Pokemon, I mean the windfish's egg. Mr. Owl, I have one final question. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? Well, you see, the answer is... Oops, guess we'll never know. Here we are in the windfish's egg, and hopefully I remember this. I do. Alright. Seems like a death pit, but let's descend. We have now entered the maze of the windfish's egg. From here, we must follow the directions written in the book. If you don't, you will not reach the boss fight at the end. As such, we need to go right, up. I'm doing it right so far. The screen would have turned dark by now if I was, or like the rooms would have gotten dim if I wasn't doing it right yet. No matter how much it seems like you could just figure out where your boss fight is, you have to follow the path in the exact order because it's basically Lost Woods. I guess it's funny that Lost Woods managed to make its way into this game, considering, you know, at least the core concept. Everyone talks about Lost Woods. No one talks about the Lost Mountains. Anyway, everything seems to be centered around this hole. And we can hear the Ballad of the Windfish playing more sinisterly in the background. I don't know why the windfish hasn't woken up yet. Maybe it's enjoying this dream too much? Or maybe it's plagued with nightmares. We were born of nightmares. To take over this world, we made the windfish sleep endlessly. If the windfish doesn't wake up, this island will never disappear. We would have been the masters of this place. But you had to come here and disrupt our plans.
You can never defeat us!
Let's rumble. So, we face down. The nightmares themselves. The final boss of the game is the Windfish's nightmares. It will use various forms of attack throughout the battle. In this form, bring magic powder. You need it. It's the only thing that can damage it. Very interesting for an item that was hardly used throughout the game. I guess that's why they didn't use a lantern instead. But, they will basically attack you with references to past Zelda bosses. In this case, they are... I'm going to switch back to Boomerang now. They will use Aghanim from Link to the Past. Canonically, this Link is that same Link from Link to the Past, so that makes sense. Aghanim, I don't think, uses his lightning attack. He can use that attack, though, which is my least favorite. Ow. I could probably mirror shield that. Maybe not? Okay. Well, just a few hits to Aghanim and he's done for. I think it's like 5. So yeah, aside from that first phase where I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. I guess it's a general slime enemy. All these other phases are refights. Here we got Moldorm, iconic boss. Very easy. Then, in this form, we fight Ganon. He will use his trident to summon fire bats, sort of like he does in A Link to the Past. And what we have to do is we have to get around that, wait for him to stop spinning, and either unleash a spin attack or maybe bow will work, because like the whole silver arrows thing. I don't know. So, these nightmares seem to be not just in the Windfish, but also potentially in our heart as well. During this last phase, I don't know that it's really a refight. It feels to me more like you can hit this phase with the boomerang, it looks like. Some people cite it as Land Mola. I really think it's just like a last-ditch effort before going into its true form, you know? But honestly, in my opinion, this would have been the time in the game where they should have had you fight Dark Link in the remake. Or like Shadow Link, whatever. Whichever one you subscribe to. But, I mean, it makes so much sense. Like, as your own nightmare, I guess, like an evil version of yourself. Like, maybe Link fears, you know, not always being a hero. Right? You know, maybe potentially having some fearing that he might have succumbed to the darkness. Or since it would be, you know, a nightmare in general, you know, Dark Link or Shadow Link could be that kind of nightmare. In this phase, you either have to use the boomerang or the bow. The fact this phase is vulnerable is a giant eye says that enough, but the fact you can use the boomerang is even cooler because it's just a better bow. This phase does still take a lot of damage and a lot of attacks. It also makes you use the Rock's Feather, which I appreciate. Fun fight, but I don't know. I do think in the remake, yeah, they could have added a Dark Link, Shadow Link fight in this story mode as opposed to just the stupid dungeon builder. And the dungeon builder one's only accessible through the amiibo, I'm pretty sure, which sucks. Anyway, this fight does get a little tricky with timing your jumps. I think I see what I have to do now. Anyway. So, this thing should almost be defeated. Anyway, not too hard a final boss, honestly. I think the most difficult boss fight in the game is probably Slime Eel if you don't have like a sword, at least the red tunic or whatever. I could maybe see you saying, you know, genie. This game has some pretty easy bosses, honestly. Evil Eagle if you don't have the boomerang, I guess.
This island is going to disappear. Our world is going to disappear.
Our world. Our world. Well. Link! You have beaten all the nightmares. Climb the stairs before you. Oh, and yes, I forgot to tell you that the number of licks that it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. Oh, wait, you're in space now. Hold on, I'll fly up to you to tell you. Give me a sec. Oh, all right, I'm here now. Oh, but now that you're here, I need to tell you important things, like Hoot! Young lad, I mean Link, the hero. You have defeated the nightmares. You have proven your wisdom, courage, and power. Actually, it's usually power, wisdom, and courage. Thank you very much. As part of the Windfish's spirit, yes, I am a spirit of the Windfish, I am the guardian of this dream world. But one day, the nightmares entered the dream and began wreaking havoc. No one was able to enjoy their Tootsie Roll Pops. Thank you, Link. Then you, Link, came to rescue the island. I have always trusted in your courage. I knew that you could turn back the nightmares. Thank you, Link. My work is done. The Windfish will wake soon. Goodbye, Hoot. Wait, Mr. Owl, you never told us how many licks! Windfish, do you know how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? I am the Windfish. Long has been my slumber. In my dreams, an egg appeared. It was surrounded by an island with people, animals, an entire world. But verily, it be the nature of dreams to end. When I dost awaken, Koholint will be gone. Only the memory of this dreamland will exist in the waking world. Someday, thou may recall this island. That memory makes the dream world real. Come, Link, let us awaken together. Play the 8 instruments. Play the Song of Awakening. Alright. Wait. The island will disappear. Bow Wow? The boys? The Octoroks, they may be monsters, but they're kind of cute. Mario? I love those games, though. And Marin. I suppose. Nothing lasts forever. Seagulls? Oh. Looks like the ship being struck by lightning was very real. And maybe it wasn't a dream? Or maybe it just felt real. The windfish. It's wise. We still have the memories. And we always will. They're being uploaded to YouTube. So... this song will definitely make sure you're awake. And I will too. Wake up! You're awake now? Good. Anyway, thoughts on the game. It's short. By design. This game was designed for the Game Boy. Sure, there was some technical limitations, like only having 2 buttons really to work with, and I'm glad these were fixed here. I do not like that to get 100% you have to do the Dungeon Maker thing, and it makes it unappealing to do on more than just your first playthrough. Aside from that, all the stuff they add, I think, is fine. I don't think it extends the length too long. You know? I think that it's still short enough that it gets the point across that this adventure is short, and it's sweet. It's filled with character, it's filled with charm. The dungeons, well, I had some complaints, were still for the most part fun. A little boring at times, you know, I think level 3 specifically is a little boring, and then aesthetically some of the other levels not you know, are a little boring. But they at least have, you know, either good aesthetics or good designs. I still think level 4 is probably my favorite for both. But, you know, the dungeon's fairly short, you know, and I didn't realize that dungeons could be like, I don't know, this wasn't my first Zelda game, but I didn't realize how expansive other Zelda games were. I always thought that Zelda was like a 20-hour game series, you know, had 20-hour games like at most. Apparently not, you know, outside of like not including Breath of the Wild. This game came out after that, but I didn't realize that other, you know, Zelda games, you know, were more than a 20-hour experience. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I definitely prefer my games on the shorter side, I think. And I think it's one of the main reasons why I didn't do the Dampe Dungeon Builder, because I felt like it would just drag out the series for no reason. All good things come to an end. And while I had fun playing this game, I think it's time for something new. So, my name has been and will be tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, and always will be Pun Food. The end. We didn't die a single time. And maybe Mirren is more than just a thought in our minds. I will catch you for my next Let's Play.